guys, welcome back to my channel. So, we are living in an unparalleled, crazy time right now, and it is kind of scary, but we're all in it together, all around the world. We are all in it together, and we will get through it together. And one of the big things that most people around the world are having to do at the moment, or lots of people around the world at least, they're having to self-isolate or self-quarantine, which basically, obviously everyone knows what it means. It just means you have to stay inside. You have to stay at home. You can't go out and see people. You can't go out and do anything that you would normally do. You pretty much just have to stay at home. And that can be for anywhere between 2 weeks up to quite a long period of time. Maybe you don't know how long you're going to have to self-isolate or self-quarantine for. Lots of people don't know how long they're going to have to do that for. It's very unpredictable. But one thing I think that is something that I think is going to be quite an issue during these self-isolation periods is mental health. Because in the past kind of 10-20 years, we have seen a sharp increase. Mental health issues are becoming more and more prevalent in society, and they can take, there's like the biggest variety of different mental health issues that you can suffer with or suffer from, and all of them are quite different and they affect people in different ways. But I think one of the keys to getting over and getting through mental health struggles is that human connection you feel with people. So getting out and seeing people and laughing with people and just enjoying the company of people and being around people. That human connection is something that we really need as humans, and in this social media digital age, it's harder and harder to get, and that is why mental health issues are increasing. That is one of the many reasons. But in periods of self-isolation, obviously you can't get out and see people. So you've got the fact that you can't go and see people much, and you can't have like interaction with humans. Then you've also got the fact that everything that you've been looking forward to has been cancelled. So like I was really looking forward to National Athletics Championships, cancelled. Looking forward to going to concerts, cancelled. Looking forward to even just like going and playing netball like every Friday night, or looking forward to going out to a party, or everything's been cancelled. So you have the disappointment of everything being cancelled on top of the fact that you can't get out and see people, and then the whole like uncertainty and the whole uncertainty of this situation, which uncertainty is scary because most people like to know what's going to happen. They'd like to know how long things are going to last and everything, but this situation is so uncertain because we haven't had a global pandemic like this before. So all of those issues together, I think make it really hard for lots of people to keep their mental health game together, and I think we're going to see a really big increase in mental health problems during this period of self-isolation. And sorry, that was a very long introduction, but basically in this video I'm going to be talking about what you can do to look after your mental health during self-isolation or self-quarantine. I don't really know what the difference between them is, but I'm sure there is one, so I'm just going to use both of them interchangeably, kind of. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to talk about how to look after your mental health when you have to stay home by yourself, or maybe just with a couple of family members. Okay, so my first pointer is, like I was saying in the start of this video, about one of the big things I think with mental health, any mental health issues that you might be facing, is that human interaction, to see people and talk to people and offload some of your problems and anxieties on people. And yeah, obviously during self-isolation that's really hard, but I think a good thing to do, so my first pointer is, if you can't get out of the house, like if you are having to completely self-isolate, you're not allowed to get out of the house, what I would do is set up some times to call people. So we have the beauty of we have the beauty of technology where we are able to FaceTime people or Skype people. So set up a time each day with one of your friends. It doesn't have to be for long. It can be for 10, 20 minutes, or it can be for an hour or even 2 hours. But just set up a time to talk to people on FaceTime or on Skype. Some video like call platform is especially good because actually being able to see the person means you're like interacting with them more, and just chat about anything, you know, like just chat as if you're catching up for coffee. You can even have a coffee virtually over the FaceTime. Like just having a chat and talking to people, I think that's a really, really important thing. You can even if you're like working from home, you can FaceTime one of your colleagues and just sit them on your desk, like lean it up against the pot plant, and you can just be working silently. Like you don't have to talk to the person, but just like having another person virtually there and doing work with you is cool. So you could set that up with your friends. You could do like a group Skype call and all set it up and put it next to you, and then do like some studying, and you can all like study as a group but virtually. And I got this idea because my dad lives in Melbourne and I live in Perth. My parents are separated, so I don't get to see my dad very often, but we always like call each other on FaceTime, and I'll just be doing some homework and he'll be doing some work or doing the laundry or whatever, and we'll just have each other set up there, and we're not talking the whole time, but just being on a video call with someone just makes you feel a lot more connected. And it can kind of fill the void of not being able to see anyone in person. So that's the point. And if you, like me at the moment, are still able to go out, so I live in Perth, Western Australia, which is a fairly isolated city. It's actually the most isolated capital city in the world. And we have, it's quite spread out, like it's not too densely populated, so we are still able to all, like unlike the situation in Italy at the moment, we're still all able to get out of our houses and see people. It's like you're not supposed to have like really big gatherings, and you're not really it's kind of frowned upon to like catch up with people. But if you can, I don't know if this is a good suggestion, but I'm just thinking, like, if you really, really feel like you need to catch up with someone outside of the people living in your house, maybe what you could do is just meet them for a coffee somewhere. So you obviously drive there in your 2 separate cars, you get there, you do not hug, you do not like touch each other in greeting or anything, like you just remain 2 arms lengths apart, and you're like, oh, hi, and then you go sit at a coffee table, or, you know, a table at a restaurant or a cafe or something, even though, oh, they're all closed. Or you could just go to like the beach or a public park or something and bring your own Coke or something, I don't know, bring your own coffee, I don't know. But, yeah, just meet up with them and sit at a table or sit on the grass and sit far enough apart, you know. If you're on 2 opposite sides of a table, that's probably like 1.5 meters apart. If you're sitting at a park, try and sit like 1.5 meters apart, and you can still talk. Like, you don't have to be right next to each other or hugging to be able to feel like the human connection and interaction. So yeah, if you can get out of the house and just catch up with someone in that way, that's probably a good thing, because it is like, that is better than just calling them on FaceTime. But if you can't get out of your house, then use technology, FaceTime, Skype. We have that available, so use it and try and keep in touch with people and keep connected to people. Okay, next point is to still have structure to your day. So keep the structure in your day. So that means when you wake up, get dressed. Don't like mooch around in your pajamas all day. Wake up, get dressed, have breakfast, act as if you're going to work or school, and then say if you're, I think most of the people watching my channel would be in school or university, so you'll probably have like a timetable of the classes that you'd be going to. So wake up, get dressed, brush your teeth, have breakfast, do all of that stuff as if you're going to school or uni or work, and then when it's time, when the school day would start, get your timetable up and sit yourself down for each different class and do the work for that class. And then like when it's recess time, just go and have a snack. Maybe that's, get away, get out, there's a bug. I hate bugs. Yeah, when it's recess time, maybe you could call your friend for 20 minutes on FaceTime. Then just like follow your timetable throughout the day, then have lunch and then whatever. I think just keeping structure to your day and trying to like run your day as normally as possible is really important, because everything feels so abnormal like right now. It literally feels like we're living in a zombie apocalypse. So trying to like keep a sense of normal, I think, is really good. So you can do that by just trying to follow your normal daily routine as closely as possible. Tip number 3 is to, sorry, I've got my tips on my laptop here, so I'm just reading them. Tip number 3 is to get out of the house if you can. Yeah, so if you can get out of the house, get out, because fresh air is so important. Go for a walk, go for a run, go for a bike ride, just like sit outside. Getting fresh air is so important. It's really good for your mental health. If you're able to get outside, like beyond your backyard, then that's fantastic, because that makes you feel less kind of stuck in your house the whole day. You know, if you can get out and walk around a park or something, if you're able to do that, that's really good. If you can't, if you have to stay in your house, then try and go out into your backyard, or if you don't have a backyard, onto your balcony. Just trying to get some fresh air. Fresh air is like that is important for mental health. It is. So just getting out into the fresh air. Try and do some light exercise if you can. If you're able to get out of your house, then you can go for a run, walk, cycle, whatever. If you're not able to get out of your house, then you could do like, just search up some like light exercise routine on YouTube. You might just do like a bit of skipping, a couple of sit-ups, push-ups, or do some yoga, or do some Pilates. I don't know, anything just to get your body moving, because yeah, getting your body moving and sweating a little bit, I think that helps your mental health. So try and get outside and get some exercise if you can, but you just do the very best that you can do in your situation. Okay. Tip number 4 is to make a to-do list and be productive. So this kind of is similar to keeping the structure of your day, but making a to-do list and being productive, actually getting things done and ticking things off your to-do list does make you feel good. It makes you feel like, it just makes you feel good. Like you feel productive, you feel like you're on top of life, you know. It just feels good to get things done. So that's kind of in the same point as having structure to your day. But yeah, just try and, I guess my point is, don't just sit around all day in your pajamas, like just doing stuff on your laptop on the couch without any real sense of knowing what you're meant to be doing. Like, set yourself tasks and try and get them done, because that just makes you feel a bit better, I think. Okay, I don't know, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah. Tip number 5 is, but also have plenty of breaks and listen to your body. So while it's important to be productive and feel like you're getting things done, also just listen to your body and listen to what your body is feeling and how you're feeling and what you need, and take breaks. Take extra breaks, take more breaks than you would normally take, and take longer breaks than you'd normally take, because working from home or studying from home, being at home all the time can get like just, you just want to get out, and so make sure you're listening to your body and looking after your mental health as much as you can by giving yourself long breaks. Instead of having half an hour for a lunch break, maybe have an hour or even an hour and a half. Just give yourself that time to kind of just chill and be at one with yourself and just kind of process what's going on, because it is a crazy time at the moment. So make sure, and I mean, while you have the chance, you can give yourself longer breaks and give yourself more breaks, because you have the chance. Working from home and studying from home, like at school or at work, especially at school or uni, your day is very much more kind of regimented, and you have a 40-minute lunch break. You always have a 40-minute lunch break, or at least at my school, you know, we always had a 40-minute lunch break. I couldn't vary it up. So while you're at home, you have the luxury of being able to vary it up a little bit more. So yeah, take that luxury and do what works for you. But yeah, you don't need to feel like you have to be productive 24/7. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, be productive and try and get things done that you need to get done, because that makes you feel good. But if you're feeling kind of drained by that, make sure you step back and give yourself plenty of breaks. So just listen to your body. Okay. Tip number 6 is to try to minimize your time on screens. Now this is probably going to be very hard because the whole point of working and studying from home is, like, especially if you're at school, you're probably going to be doing virtual lessons on maybe an app like Zoom or something. I've heard lots of people are using. So you're going to be doing kind of virtual things. So that's probably going to be on a screen, and if you're working or studying, you're probably doing it on your laptop or your iPad. And if you're FaceTiming people, that's also on a phone. So yeah, screen time is probably going to, due to this whole like working at home situation, self-isolation, you're probably going to be spending more time on a screen. So make sure you're conscious of that, and try to have set times during the day where you get outside and you don't take a screen and you're not on a phone. Or even if you can't get outside, you know, do some yoga, do some meditation. I don't know, I'm not really into meditation, but if that floats your boat, then do that. Just try to have times in your day where you're not on a screen, because being on a screen all day is so bad for your mental health. It's really not good. So try to get off the screen and just see the world, feel the breeze outside. Yeah, it's also not good for your eyesight to be like looking at a screen the whole time. You need to be like looking, you need to have like, oh no, my camera's gonna stop filming. It's so annoying. It always stops filming after like 15 minutes. Anyway, yeah, it's good for your eyes to focus on things of different like depth, if you know what I mean. So focus on faraway things and then focus on like more closer up things. So if you're looking at a screen all day, that's very close. So then you need to try and like shift your eyesight to focusing on more longer distance things. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, eyesight. Oh, I've got an email. Oh, it's from Cotton On. I need to unsubscribe. I never shop at Cotton On anymore. Okay, we have 2 more tips. Tip number, I don't know, is to spend more time with your family. So if you're in self-isolation and you live with your family, then you're probably all going to be self-isolating together and you're going to be spending a lot more time with your family. Try to embrace that. I know it might be annoying, you might get on each other's nerves a bit more, but this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. If you're a kid, to spend more time with your parents, and if you're a parent, to spend more time with your kids, and if you don't have kids, to spend more time with your partner. Like, it's a once in a lifetime situation, so try to embrace it and try to do things together, and don't just sit in your separate rooms all day. You know, have lunch together, spend time together as a family. It's a great family bonding time, so try to kind of, you know, every cloud has a silver lining, and part of the silver lining of the coronavirus cloud is that you can spend more time with your family. So do it, embrace it, try not to get on each other's nerves too much. I know it can be hard. I am currently living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 4 people. So we have 2 people sleeping on the floor every single night on mattresses. Our apartment is so small. Our kitchen and our living room and our dining room are all the same room. Like, our apartment is really small. It's meant for 2 people. We've got 4 people in it. Like, we are in such cramped quarters, but we're just trying to embrace spending more time together as a family. And so my family situation is so complicated, but basically my dad and my youngest sister live in Melbourne, and then me and my other sister and my mum live in Perth. But my youngest sister has come from Melbourne to Perth now because her school in Melbourne has closed, and she was going to be better off here in Perth because the coronavirus situation in Perth is better than it is in Melbourne. So now she's in Perth as well, and so my dad is in Melbourne. And as of today, in 2 hours, Western Australian borders are going to be shut. Now, my dad was planning to come over to Perth for the first time in about 6 months next weekend. So I was going to be seeing my dad for the first time in half a year next weekend. Now, WA borders have closed and I'm not going to be able to do that. So I was really looking forward to seeing him. I don't get to see him very often, and I was really looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm quite devastated that I'm not going to be able to see him. So that sucks a lot. So my point there is that while you might be kind of annoyed that you have to stay in your house the whole time with your family, just count your blessings that you actually have your whole family together. Like, I would do anything to be locked in a house with my dad right now, you know? So just think about people who have, like, people are there's always going to be someone who has a better situation than you and someone who has a worse situation than you. So I'm not saying that, like, feel sorry for me because I don't get to see my dad, because how lucky am I to have a loving father? Like, how lucky am I to have two loving parents who do everything they can to support me and give me all the opportunities? Like, I'm so lucky. Lots of people don't have that. So I'm not saying at all that I'm not complaining at all about my situation. I'm just saying, when people are complaining about having to, you know, be in a house with their parents 24/7, I'm like, I would kind of love that. I would love that. So yeah, just, I don't know, try and embrace what you have and be happy with what you have, because there's always someone worse off than you. Yeah, life lessons with Tia. Okay, the last tip is to do things that you know are good for your mental health. So maybe yoga makes you feel really good inside and you know that's good for your mental health. Maybe having a nice bath, doing some self-care stuff, whatever you know is good for your mental health. For me, running is really good for my mental health, so I'm gonna try and keep going for runs, because that is my way of kind of like, I don't know, just I kind of run off all of the stresses of my day. So that's what I'm gonna try and keep doing. If I have to not leave my house, then that's gonna be awkward because I just have to run on the spot, I guess. But yeah, try and do the things that you know make you feel good and are good for your mental health, because that's obviously gonna help your mental health. And hopefully you know what they are. You know the things that make you feel good. If you don't, maybe look up some things to do online. I'm probably not the best person to ask because I don't really know what I do to, like, I just kind of run, I think. I don't really have anything else that I do particularly to look after my mental health. But yeah, hopefully you can find something that works for you and that can kind of relieve the stresses of the day for you. Okay, so those are all of the tips that I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you getting to this point in the video. Yeah, I know it is a hard time at the moment. I think one of the things that makes it most hard is the uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen. Are things going to get worse? Are they going to get better? Fingers crossed they get better. I think, you know, you can only, in these situations, you can only control what you can control. So just do the best you can with what you have. Try out some of the tips in this video, and we're going to look back on this time in a couple of years and be like, wow, we lived through like a crazy pandemic. This is going to be something we're going to tell to our grandchildren. Like, time is going to go down in history. So while it really sucks at the moment, I don't know, in some weird way, try to embrace it. And just, like, I'm not saying that it's good that we're having a pandemic, obviously, but yeah, just look for the silver lining on the coronavirus cloud and look out for each other, look after each other. Yeah, we're all going through this together and we will get through it. So yeah, I'm going to try and keep uploading lots of videos on this channel to keep everybody's spirits up. Positivity. I'm about to film a video about my driving test experience and how I failed my first driving test, because that is a story. So I'm going to film like a story time about that. Just a little light-hearted video to keep you, you know, having some laughs in life. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm going to try and keep spreading positivity from this little corner of the internet. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Why not? If you've got to this point of the video, obviously I'm not too annoying. So subscribe to my channel down below so you don't miss any of those videos. Give this a thumbs up if you found it helpful in any way, shape or form. Thank you so much for all of the lovely comments on my most recent video. I was reading all the comments this morning and I was like, oh my goodness, you guys, I don't know how I got so lucky to have such an amazing group of subscribers, but you guys are the best. All your comments make me just smile so much. So yeah, keep commenting nice comments down below, spread the positivity. And if you got to this point in the video, comment a emoji, okay? I'm gonna start doing that in all my videos because it was really cool in the last video. So many people commented the emoji. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that many people actually got to the end of my videos. But yeah, so comment that emoji down below. Comment any video suggestions you have down below. Thank you so much for watching. Look after yourself, look after each other, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!